Hello, everyone, this is part 4. Are you ready to watch? Enjoy this show. First, Sofia's behavior has continued to spiral. After the last hearing, she's gotten more aggressive, showing up uninvited at my place, and even sending long, rambling emails about how unfair everything is. She claims I'm trying to turn Aron against her and that I'm making her out to be a villain. The level of manipulation is honestly mind-blowing. But the real shock came when I received a text from an unknown number. I opened it, thinking it might be from my lawyer or someone else about the custody case. Instead, it was a message from Drake. He wasn't apologizing, like I expected. He wasn't asking to be part of Aron's life. He was telling me something that made my blood run cold. I know you're fighting for custody, but Sofia told me everything. She's been using you from the start. You're not the first guy she's done this to. I didn't know what he meant at first, but he went on to explain. He said Sofia had manipulated multiple men in the past, getting them to believe she was the perfect partner, only to trap them into commitments they didn't want. He said she had been using me as a backup in case things didn't work out with the other men she was involved with. Drake went on to claim that she had used me as a way to stay financially secure while she chased after other men for attention. According to him, Sofia had intentionally tried to push me into feeling like I was the only one who could save her, all while secretly maintaining affairs on the side. He admitted that he had been one of those men. I felt like the floor had been ripped out from under me. Was this the truth? It sounded crazy, but when I thought back to everything, Sofia's coldness when I'd returned from business trips, the late nights, the lies, it started to make sense in a sickening way. I wasn't sure if I should believe Drake, but I couldn't ignore the fact that he'd known things about Sofia that I hadn't shared with him. So I confronted Sofia about it. I asked her point-blank if any of it was true. At first, she denied everything, but then I told her about Drake's message. That's when she snapped. She went on a full-blown rant, claiming that I was ruining her life and accusing me of not trusting her despite everything she had sacrificed for our family. She said she was done playing nice and that she was going to fight me for full custody of Aron, no matter what it took. She told me that she was going to expose me and that no one would ever believe I was the good guy in all of this. She even threatened to take our case to the media if necessary. I don't know how far she's willing to go, but I'm starting to feel like this battle is going to get a lot dirtier before it's over. In the meantime, I've been focusing on what matters most: Aron. I'm doing everything I can to protect him from all of this chaos, and I'm making sure he feels safe, loved, and cared for. He's the only thing that really matters in all of this, and I won't let Sofia's craziness affect him any more than it already has. I'm also meeting with my lawyer again next week to figure out the next steps. The more I think about it, the more I realize I need to be ready for whatever Sofia throws my way. First, I need to talk about the latest betrayal, this one, from someone I never expected. A few days ago, I was at a family gathering. Nothing big, just a small dinner at my parents' place. I've been trying to keep things normal for Aron, and I thought a quiet night with family might give us all a break from the chaos. But during the evening, my older brother, Mark, pulled me aside. He looked tense, almost like he didn't know how to tell me something. He told me that he had seen Sofia with another man. A different man, someone I've never met before. He said he saw them together at a local bar last weekend, acting way too comfortable around each other. I was in disbelief. After everything I'd already learned about Sofia, I couldn't believe she would do something like this again. But Mark's account was detailed. He said they were sitting very close, laughing, and even leaving together. At first, I didn't want to believe it. But I couldn't shake the feeling that Sofia was never going to stop. She was always good at hiding things, at manipulating the situation to her advantage. And now, it felt like everything she had done to me, everything I thought was behind us, was coming crashing back. So, I called her. I asked her about it, and of course, she denied everything. She went into the same old "how dare you accuse me" routine, claiming that Mark was lying and trying to ruin her reputation. I pressed her harder, asking if this man was someone important. She hesitated for a long time, but eventually, she blurted out that he was just a friend. I know Sofia, though. The way she said it, the way she avoided eye contact, made it clear that something more was going on. It's like every time I think I've hit rock bottom, there's more to uncover. I'm almost afraid to know the full extent of what she's been up to behind my back. But that's not the worst part. The worst part came when I found out that Sofia had been using Drake to get back at me. Apparently, she reached out to him after the paternity test results came in. According to him, she was trying to convince him that I was a bad influence on Aron and that she should have primary custody of him. She even tried to use Drake's involvement as a way to get sympathy from the court, claiming that I wasn't really Aron's father, and that Aron deserved a better life than what I could provide. The audacity! She's playing all sides, trying to pit me and Drake against each other like pawns in her game. I'm done being her punching bag. But the worst part is, this is only escalating. Last night, I got a call from a private investigator. Apparently, Sofia has hired one to dig into my life, probably to find dirt she can use against me in court. I'm seriously starting to feel like this is a battle I'm never going to win. Every time I think I've got the upper hand, she comes back with some new betrayal or twisted scheme. But I'm not backing down. I'm staying focused on what matters, Aron. He deserves stability, and I won't let Sofia's toxicity tear him away from the life he knows. I'm not giving up on this fight, even though it feels like it might break me. But I have to keep pushing, for my son, for the future we should have had. So let me start with the latest from Sofia. After everything that's happened, her betrayal, the lies, the paternity test, I was hoping that at least the custody hearing would be straightforward. I thought it was going to be a clear-cut case. I've been Aron's father for 5 years, I've been a good parent, and I'm the stable one. But no. Sofia pulled out her trump card. Last night, she filed an emergency motion to get an immediate restraining order against me. Her claim? She told the court that I had threatened her life and that I was a danger to her and Aron. She even claimed I was physically abusive and that I'd been stalking her. I was floored. These accusations were so ridiculous and out of nowhere, but apparently, the court took them seriously. A hearing was set for this afternoon. When I saw her claims, I knew this wasn't just about the custody battle anymore. She wasn't fighting for Aron's best interests, this was personal. She was trying to destroy me, to make me look like the villain in every way possible. I tried to stay calm, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized this was a desperate move to gain sympathy from the court. If she could make me seem like the abuser, she'd have a much stronger case for custody, and she could even use it to win back some of her reputation. But that's when the unexpected twist happened. Drake, of all people, reached out to me again. I wasn't expecting anything good from him, but he surprised me. He admitted that Sofia had been feeding him lies about me, making it seem like I was a monster, trying to ruin her life. He told me that he didn't want any part of her schemes anymore and that he regretted getting involved with her in the first place. Drake said he would testify on my behalf in court, to back up the fact that Sofia had been lying about me. I was in complete shock, but he assured me that this was the right thing to do. And just when I thought things couldn't get more complicated, I got a call from my lawyer. It turns out that Sofia's restraining order motion was built on a foundation of fabricated evidence. She had presented fake text messages, using a burner phone to make it look like I had threatened her. But my lawyer had been able to trace the messages back to a specific phone number, a number that Sofia had been using in secret. Everything started to unravel. We went into court today, and it was an absolute battle. Sofia tried to play the victim, but the evidence against her was undeniable. Drake testified about the lies she'd been feeding him, and the judge seemed to see through her act. In the end, the judge threw out the restraining order request, declaring that Sofia's claims were frivolous and based on unsubstantiated evidence. But that wasn't the end of it. Sofia's face went white as the ruling was made. She was livid, and I could see the rage bubbling inside her. She looked like she was about to explode. Before we left the courtroom, she turned to me with a cold, vicious glare and said, "You won this round. But I'm not done with you yet. You haven't seen the last of me." I don't know what she's planning, but I'm ready for it. I'm not backing down now. Things are moving in the right direction, but I can feel the storm brewing. Sofia's not going to give up without a fight, and I'm preparing myself for whatever comes next. Thanks for sticking with me through this. I'll keep you all updated, and hopefully, this nightmare will soon be over for good. This is it. After everything, Sofia's lies, the drama with Drake, the custody battles, the fake accusations, I can finally say that this nightmare is over. I'm not sure how to feel right now. Part of me feels relief, like I can finally breathe again. Another part of me is exhausted and emotionally drained. But the most important thing is that it's done. After the courtroom blow-up in the last update, I knew Sofia wouldn't back down. She was furious, and I could see she was desperate. She called me several times after the hearing, leaving angry voicemails and sending long texts filled with threats. But I had learned long ago that engaging with her only made things worse. The days leading up to the final custody hearing were tense, but things started to fall into place. Sofia made her last-ditch effort to sway the judge, trying to play the victim again and accusing me of everything under the sun. But this time, she was too transparent. The court was no longer buying her lies. It all came to a head last Friday, when the final ruling was handed down. The judge granted me full legal and physical custody of Aron, citing Sofia's erratic behavior and her inability to provide a stable environment for him. It wasn't even close. When the ruling was announced, I could see Sofia's face twist with rage. She tried to argue, she tried to scream, but the judge shut her down. I don't think she even realized how much damage she'd done to her own case with her manipulative actions. Sofia's lawyer tried to save face, but it was too late. The court wasn't impressed with her constant fabrications and manipulations. It was over. Drake didn't show up for the hearing, which I found oddly reassuring. I guess he knew it was too late to fix anything. We exchanged a few texts after the hearing, and he assured me that he wasn't going to try to interfere with Aron's life anymore. He told me he had learned his lesson, and for what it's worth, I appreciated him staying out of the way. Sofia didn't take it well, though. As we were leaving the courthouse, she stormed up to me and tried one last attempt to manipulate me. She told me she was going to appeal the ruling and that she would do anything to get Aron back. But I had nothing left to say to her. I simply told her, "You've lost. I'm done." And that was the last time I spoke to her. Since then, Sofia has made a few more attempts to get in touch with me, calls, texts, even showing up at my house uninvited, but I'm done. I'm not playing her game anymore. I'm not letting her back into my life. The only thing I care about now is Aron. He's thriving. He's adjusting well to the new routine, and I've been making sure he has all the support he needs. He deserves better than this toxic mess, and I'm going to give him the stability he needs to grow up happy and healthy. As for me, I'm focusing on rebuilding my life. I've learned a lot through this whole process about strength, resilience, and what it truly means to fight for what's right. I'm not the same person I was when all this started, but I'm proud of how far I've come. I want to thank each and every one of you for your support and advice throughout this ordeal. Your messages, your words of encouragement, and your understanding have meant the world to me. You've helped me through some of the darkest moments, and I'll never forget that. This is the final chapter. I'm done with Sofia, done with the lies, and done with all the drama. It's time to move on. Thank you for watching. I ask you to help me. Subscribe to my channel, put likes, and do not forget to comment. Thank you. See you in another video.